Welcome to Warriors of the World. Today, we invite you to journey with us to the Scottish Highlands, a land where nature's raw power shaped some of history's most fascinating warriors, the Highlanders. Picture a landscape of towering mountains, mist-covered valleys, and icy rivers slicing through the terrain like blades. The wind howls with an ancient melody, while the biting cold seeps into your bones. It is in this harsh environment that the Highlanders lived, fought, and built a legacy that endures to this day. The Highlands were anything but comfortable. Winters were long and unforgiving, marked by sharp winds and relentless storms. Even in summer, the frequent rains made rural life a constant challenge. These tough conditions forged a people who not only survived but thrived, turning resilience into a way of life. Highlanders were more than warriors. They were children of this relentless land. The clan system was the backbone of their existence, functioning like an extended family. Each member played a vital role, while the clan chief was seen as a protector, guide, and central figure for the community. This geographical isolation also preserved their unique culture. Highlanders spoke Gaelic, a language rich in poetry and history, and passed their traditions down through songs and fireside tales. Every hill, river, and stone was more than a natural feature. It was a symbol of their heritage. For Highlanders, nature was more than a backdrop. It was a living force to be respected and faced. This deep connection shaped their tenacious character, love of freedom, and determination to defend what was theirs, no matter the cost. Get ready to uncover the heart and soul of these extraordinary warriors. This is just the beginning of a journey that will take us through the secrets, traditions, and battles that made the Highlanders legends. Now that you know the land that shaped the Highlanders, imagine what it was like to grow up in such a relentless environment. What transformed a young Scotsman into a legendary warrior? To understand, we must go back to the beginning, when Highland boys were molded not only by nature but by the values of their community and the stories of their clan. From an early age, Highland boys learned that survival depended on strength, discipline, and above all, loyalty to the clan. Picture a child helping his father tend sheep while listening to tales of glorious battles by the fire. Slowly, he absorbed the spirit of his ancestors. Training began in childhood. Boys were first taught to use light weapons, like bows and arrows, for hunting. Later, they mastered the claymore, the iconic two-handed sword, and the targe, a round shield useful for both defense and attack. Beyond weaponry, they were prepared to endure the harsh conditions of their homeland. Walking for days through icy mountains, finding food in the wild, and building temporary shelters were common challenges. This process not only created strong warriors but also adaptable and resilient men. An essential part of their upbringing was the oral tradition. Evenings were filled with stories told by elders, passing down values of courage, justice, and unity. Each young Highlander learned that his life was intertwined with the clan's history and that he bore the responsibility of keeping it alive. Becoming a Highlander warrior wasn't a sudden event. It was a slow, profound journey where land, family, and culture worked together to shape extraordinary individuals. A Highlander in battle was an awe-inspiring sight, a blend of raw power, skill, and tactical ingenuity. Armed with unique tools and an unbreakable bond to their clan, these warriors were far more than mere fighters. They were the embodiment of Highland strength. The most iconic weapon of the Highlanders was the claymore, a massive two-handed sword often exceeding 5 feet in length. This formidable weapon could break through shields and armor with a single strike. While it required great strength to wield, in the hands of a skilled Highlander, it was surprisingly agile. In addition to the claymore, they carried the dirk, a long dagger ideal for close combat, and the targe, a round shield made of wood reinforced with metal. The targe, often equipped with a central metal spike, was versatile, perfect for defense and a quick, unexpected counterattack. The most feared tactic of the Highlanders was the Highland charge. Imagine a wave of warriors sprinting toward their enemies, screaming ferociously while brandishing their swords. This powerful assault aimed to break enemy lines before they could fully organize, sowing chaos and panic. Highlanders were also masters of ambushes. Their intimate knowledge of the rugged terrain allowed them to use forests, hills, and narrow passes to their advantage, striking their foes where they least expected. This strategic use of the environment often compensated for their lack of numbers or advanced equipment. However, their greatest strength lay in the unity of the clan. Fighting alongside family and friends forged an unbreakable bond, transforming every battle into a defense of their identity and honor. This combination of weapons, tactics, and solidarity made Highlanders both feared and respected on the battlefield. The Highlanders' most heroic period unfolded during the Wars of Scottish Independence in the 13th and 14th centuries. In these battles, the warriors of the Highlands proved their bravery to the world, fighting for their land's freedom against the powerful Kingdom of England. One of the most famous battles was Stirling Bridge in 1297. Led by William Wallace, the Highlanders used the narrow bridge and surrounding terrain to secure a stunning victory against a much larger English force. Imagine the chaos as the English army was trapped and overwhelmed by the smaller but strategically superior Scottish forces. Years later, in 1314, the Battle of Bannockburn became a pivotal moment in the fight for independence. Under the leadership of Robert the Bruce, the Highlanders used marshy terrain to trap and defeat the English cavalry, delivering a decisive blow that cemented Scotland's dream of freedom. These battles weren't just about territory, they were fights to preserve an identity. For the Highlanders, to fight was to protect their land, their culture, and the families that formed the core of their lives. While these wars brought significant victories, the peace that followed was fleeting. The Highlanders would face new challenges in the centuries to come, but their indomitable spirit would remain their defining trait. Highlanders weren't just warriors. Their daily lives were deeply tied to the land, family, and traditions. Picture a serene morning in a Highland village. The sound of cattle being herded, the aroma of freshly baked barley bread, and children playing among stone houses. This was the heart of their existence. Their homes, built from local stone and thatched with straw, offered warmth and shelter from the harsh climate. At the center of every house was the hearth, not only a source of heat but also a gathering place for preparing simple yet hearty meals such as oat porridge, venison, and freshly caught fish. Work was demanding, but every member of the clan played a vital role. Sheep provided wool for their iconic tartans and meat for sustenance. Crops like turnips and cabbages were staples, while whiskey, known as the water of life, was a prized product used for both celebrations and trade. Despite their hardships, Highlanders knew how to celebrate. Weddings, harvests, and religious festivals were marked by traditional dances, feats of strength, and storytelling sessions led by clan elders. These gatherings not only strengthened community bonds but also preserved their cultural heritage. Humor, often sarcastic and self-deprecating, was another key aspect of their character. Through this blend of hard work, tradition, and moments of joy, the Highlanders developed a resilient spirit and a deeply rooted identity. If there was one thing that defined the Highlanders beyond their strength, it was their unwavering code of honor. Loyalty to the clan wasn't just a value, it was a sacred rule of life. Each clan operated as an extended family, with the chief, or chieftain, acting as a protector, judge, and military leader. The clan chief was responsible for the well-being of all its members, and their word was law. Defying the chief was considered a betrayal of the sacred bond that held the clan together, an unforgivable act. However, the proximity of clans often led to conflicts. Disputes over land, livestock, or honor could ignite rivalries that lasted for generations. One of the most infamous episodes was the massacre of Glencoe in 1692, where the Campbell clan betrayed and slaughtered their MacDonald hosts, an act seen as one of the greatest dishonors in Highland history. Despite such rivalries, the clans knew how to unite when faced with a common enemy. During larger conflicts, such as the Wars of Independence or the Jacobite rebellions, they set aside their differences to stand together, displaying remarkable solidarity. The code of honor also governed personal behavior. A Highlander's worth was measured by their courage and ability to keep their word. Loyalty was the most prized virtue, while cowardice and betrayal were seen as the gravest sins. This balance between rivalry and unity, between justice and solidarity, shaped the dynamics of Highland life, making them not just warriors but also guardians of a rich culture steeped in tradition and values. The Jacobite rebellions of the 17th and 18th centuries marked one of the most dramatic chapters in Highland history. These uprisings, aimed at restoring the Stuart dynasty to the throne, represented a fusion of loyalty, cultural pride, and resistance to English dominance. The most notable rebellion occurred in 1745, led by Charles Edward Stuart, known as Bonnie Prince Charlie. Highlanders formed the backbone of the Jacobite army, facing an enemy that was larger and better equipped. The campaign began with a stunning victory at the Battle of Prestonpans, where the Highlanders, employing the feared Highland charge, overwhelmed the English forces in mere minutes. However, their fortunes shifted when the Jacobite army hesitated at Derby, England, and chose to retreat instead of advancing further. This decision proved disastrous. In 1746, at the Battle of Culloden, the Highlanders faced a numerically superior English army equipped with modern tactics. The defeat was catastrophic, shattering the Jacobite cause. The aftermath of Culloden was devastating for the Highlanders. The British government dismantled the clan system, outlawed the wearing of tartans and playing of bagpipes, and confiscated clan lands. Thousands of Highlanders were forced to emigrate to North America, Australia, and other parts of the world, carrying their traditions with them. Though the rebellions ended in tragedy, the spirit of the Highlanders survived. Their courage, loyalty, and love of freedom remain enduring symbols, proving that even in the face of overwhelming defeat, a people's identity can endure. Beyond their battles and politics, the Highlanders' daily lives were filled with fascinating details that reveal their ingenuity and deep connection to their heritage. For instance, the kilt was more than just clothing, it was a multifunctional tool. The Field Moor or Great Kilt was a large piece of fabric that could serve as clothing, a blanket, and even a makeshift bag for carrying supplies. The tartan patterns were unique to each clan, acting as a badge of pride and belonging. When it came to food, Highlanders were practical and inventive. Oats were a staple, used to make porridge, bread, or portable oatcakes. Hunting and fishing added venison and fresh fish to their diet, while whiskey served as both a festive drink and a valuable trade commodity. Their humor, often marked by sarcasm and self-deprecation, helped them navigate the challenges of Highland life. Evenings were filled with traditional dances, stories passed down by clan bards, Sianakis, and the haunting melodies of bagpipes, which evoked the beauty and wildness of their homeland. Hospitality was a sacred duty. Offering food and shelter to a traveler was seen as a moral obligation, and to deny it was considered a serious dishonor. This strong sense of community often bridged gaps, even during times of conflict. These lesser-known aspects of Highland life remind us that they were not just warriors but also a deeply connected people who thrived through creativity, resilience, and tradition in the face of adversity. Although the Highlanders left the battlefield long ago, their spirit lives on in modern culture. They've become symbols of resilience, bravery, and identity, leaving their mark on films, literature, music, and even fashion. Cinema has played a pivotal role in celebrating Highlanders. Movies like Braveheart immortalized their passion and strength, showcasing their struggles and stunning landscapes. The series Outlander delves even deeper into Highland culture, exploring their traditions, rivalries, and the Jacobite rebellions with meticulous detail. In literature, authors like Walter Scott helped romanticize the Highlands in the 19th century, while modern books continue to tell their epic tales. Highland Games, now held worldwide, keep their sporting traditions alive, featuring events like the cobber toss and traditional Scottish dances. The tartan, once banned, has become a proud symbol of Scottish heritage. Today, it's worn at formal events and has influenced global fashion, appearing in high-profile collections by renowned designers. In music, bagpipes still echo the rugged landscapes of the Highlands, while contemporary bands blend traditional sounds with modern genres. Highlanders even make appearances in video games, like For Honor and Assassin's Creed Valhalla, where their warrior spirit is vividly brought to life. More than anything, the Highlanders inspire people around the globe. Their love for freedom and steadfast connection to their roots remind us that cultural identity can endure through even the toughest challenges. And so, our journey through the mountains and valleys of the Scottish Highlands comes to an end. But before we part ways, don't forget to subscribe to the Warriors of the World channel. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode, and consider becoming a member to support our work. The Highlanders were much more than warriors. They were symbols of resilience and freedom, deeply connected to a land as harsh as it was beautiful. Even in the face of overwhelming adversity, they never lost their identity. They remind us today that true strength lies not just in the ability to fight but in the determination to preserve who we are and where we come from. Now we leave you with a question. If you were a Highlander, what would you fight to protect? Your family, your land, your traditions? Share your thoughts in the comments and tell us which part of this journey inspired you the most. Remember to subscribe to the channel to keep exploring the lives of legendary warriors. Become a member of Warriors of the World and help us keep these stories alive for future generations. Until next time, may the spirit of the Highlanders stay with you always.